We think when we're talking about guns, we're talking about facts and the types of guns. But when we're talking about guns, we're actually talking about our relationships. You're talking about your family, you're talking about your identity and your values and your deep beliefs. In this moment in history, whether you agree or disagree with what's going on outside at the march, this is a moment in history when our country is trying to have one of the most difficult conversations. It's a conversation we've been having for 300-400 years.
That not all Republican or gun owners are white middle-aged men. I am 28, Latina, and a female, and I am one of them too.
I came to this issue because when I was a junior in high school, one of my classmates came to my high school with a gun and shot my history teacher and killed him, and shot 2 of my friends. Now I'm a mom and I have 2 teenage daughters who are in high school, who are texting me. We're in a lockdown drill. Everyone else was given a baseball bat, but I only got a golf club. What should I do? And it infuriated me that here we are again, and my kids are now terrorized.
I was raised by my grandmother. She was a single mother of 5, and I grew up hearing all these awful, awful stories that she would tell us where she was always the victim. I'm like, okay, that is never going to be me. And I like to say to people all the time, like, all these laws, all these gun controls also apply to people like me. I am that law-abiding citizen. I am just that girl living by herself in the middle of a big city. My safety concerns also matter, and they are being taken away from me.
Do you feel safe that you have a gun?
I sleep with my handgun on my nightstand, and that does make me feel safer.
I'm just saying you in the house sleep, and they bust in, kick the door in. So they'll get your weapon first.
I could. Mine's right by my bed in the lockbox. You need my fingerprint, it opens 2 seconds, right? So he can't get to it.
Oh, it's in the lockbox.
It's in the lockbox.
I thought she was saying
no.
just sitting out. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, my lockbox. And I practice, I'm telling you, on my nightstand, I sleep right here, how long it takes me to take it out.
Damn.
I practice. I can do it very fast. But yeah,
growing up in my community, I saw a lot of gun violence. I'm born and raised on the south side in Chicago in the Inglewood community. As a kid, my father was my role model. He was selling drugs and he was in the gang. I ended up doing 12 years of my life in prison. I made a lot of bad choices. I used to like having guns around, but as I got older, losing a lot of close friends to gun violence and seeing what was going on, I said, no, I don't like guns around no more. So I'd like to be a part of that conversation because I deal with this type of issue every day. What I got out of everything was everybody believe what they believe in, but everybody believes safety comes first.
Katrina hit on a Monday. By late that week, I had access to get into New Orleans. But when you were in that city, in the immediate aftermath, you were truly alone. No cell phone service, no telephones, no way sometimes for, even if you could have called the police, for the police to get to you. I actually had an AR-15 in the car that I felt very good about my ability to have what they refer to as an assault rifle, because for personal security, it's a great firearm. And I'm glad that, we have the right to own those things.
Today, I felt for the first time that I got to know someone who thinks very differently. Go, okay, I'm having a real conversation with a dues-paying NRA member, and I like them. This particular person has a whole history that led to them feeling that need for protection. And I understand that now. I'm empathetic to that.
If you ask a person if they understand people on the other side, of a political issue. 70% of us think, yeah, we get those people. I know what they think and what they care about. But only 30% of us think, yeah, they get us. There's a huge gap between our assessment of how well we understand other people and how well we feel understood by them. I think the first thing that people should do is turn to each other and say, can you tell me a story that would help me understand how you've come to the beliefs that you have about guns? Then we should get into values. What values do you hold that you really care about, that lead you to think the way that you do? Where is this complex for you? Because so often when we're in conflict, other people get flattened. You're just pro-gun and I'm just anti-gun, or I'm just pro this, you're just pro that. But none of us are just one thing. All of us are more complex. So ask about the complexity and share your own.